The Battle of Bunker Hill was one of the most significant battles of the American Revolutionary War. It was fought on June 17, 1775, in Charlestown, Massachusetts. The battle is significant because it was the first major battle of the war and demonstrated the colonists' ability to stand up to the British Army. The Battle of Bunker Hill was fought in the aftermath of the battles of Lexington and Concord, which marked the beginning of the American Revolution. The British Army, which was stationed in Boston, had been engaged in a standoff with the colonists since April of that year. The colonists had been building fortifications around Boston to prevent the British from leaving the city. On June 16, 1775, the British decided to attack the colonists' fortifications on the hills surrounding the city. The British Army, led by General William Howe, planned a three-pronged attack on the colonists' fortifications. The first two attacks were successful in driving the colonists back. However, the third attack, which was led by General Howe himself, was met with fierce resistance from the colonists. The colonists, who were low on ammunition, were ordered by their commander, William Prescott, to hold their fire until they saw the whites of the British soldiers' eyes. This decision proved to be crucial, as it allowed the colonists to inflict heavy casualties on the British soldiers. The battle was brutal and lasted for several hours. The British soldiers, who were dressed in bright red uniforms, made easy targets for the colonists who were concealed in the trees and behind the fortifications. The battle ended when the colonists ran out of ammunition and were forced to retreat. Although the British won the battle, they suffered heavy casualties. They lost over 1,000 soldiers, while the colonists lost around 400. The Battle of Bunker Hill was a significant turning point in the American Revolution. It demonstrated the colonists' ability to stand up to the British Army and boosted their morale. It also showed the British that the colonists were not going to back down and that the war was going to be a long and difficult one. The battle also led to the appointment of George Washington as the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. Washington arrived in Boston shortly after the battle and began to reorganize and train the colonial forces. The Battle of Bunker Hill was a significant event in American history. It marked the beginning of the American Revolution and demonstrated the colonists' ability to stand up to the British Army. The battle was a brutal one, with heavy casualties on both sides. However, it boosted the colonists' morale and showed the British that the war was going to be long and difficult. The battle also led to the appointment of George Washington as the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army, which would prove to be crucial in the war's outcome. The Battle of Bunker Hill is a reminder of the sacrifices made by the colonists in their fight for independence and their determination to succeed against all odds.